Unfortunately, there's no Windows executable for this next one. It does have a download, but yeah, basically he was unable to make a download for Windows or Mac. Oh well. Tartarus by Grammar X Core. We have WASD for movement, mouse controls for look, left mouse button for fire primary spell, right mouse button for fire secondary spell, spacebar to jump, hold left shift to sprint forever, press E to pick up items, left control to toggle inspect mode, mouse over spells and items. Okay, so left control for inspecting, you don't know. The game. Pocket Sands Zabatsu 70 URL entry for 2025. It's a Doom-like roguelike. We spent the week fighting Godot 4.3. Go through a bunch of procedurally generated levels, shoot semi-threatening monsters that hurt you when they touch you. Monsters get harder for each floor. Spellbooks replace your ultimate fire, right mouse button. Each spellbook has different effects. Arcane blue, damage scales off max mana. Fire red, chance to cause burning damage over time. Light, yellow, chance to stun enemies for a short time. Thunder, purple, splash damage to surrounding enemies. Wind, green, increase crit rate or damage. To regen health and mana, monsters drop HP and MP pickups, regen health mana quickly by staying still and resting, and walking also regens mana, but sprinting regens nothing. Okay, so sprinting does have a an issue with it if you basically run around all the time, so good to know. No fun, but more fun from last year, in my opinion, are Guillotine. Still a ball of Godot 4 spaghetti, expect this one was worse. Known issues. Frame rate drops upon initial load, Godot's grid map navigation is not great, doors sometimes will not spawn next level, you need to jump at them. If you play in browser, play in full screen, otherwise you will get mouse drift. When loading into different levels, wait or move forward and frame rate returns. Not sure what this means, but okay. So there's the credits, by the way. You have CJ Harris, or Harry's, R Guillotine, Zero Nax, tile sets by Zero Labs, Final Blast Blues sort of sprites, UI elements from Pixelteer, title screen from Captain Scolette, tunes and SVX from OVNE Sound. OGL content. This repo contains OGL 1.0a content. A full copy of the license can be found here. Some more information, we have Grammar's Core, who's responsible for this. Our Guillotine helped him, as well as Zero Nax. It's a real-time roguelike Doom-like shooter, so a Doom clone. Does it load? There's something to keep in mind, by the way. It may not work in Mozilla, so seems to be working. Something happened at least. Something's loading at least. Yeah, that's the biggest concern I have is, will it work in Mozilla? Normally I'd probably pause this, but since it's constantly going, I'm just gonna let it go. Now I will note that I found out the download was not working because I actually tried downloading it first, and it's a very big file to download, so there's a lot going on here, I assume. And Pocket Sands Episode 2025, Tartarus. Climb the tower. And full screen it. Is that an enemy? Yep, that's an enemy. Okay, so you are still pick up. This is a little laggy, so finally died. See, like, you know, stuck. There we go. On note, it would be nice if I had like a cursor or something to see where I'm aiming. But, you know, I can get by. Another thing that'd be nice if like, you know, I guess hold down, it automatically fires. That's my right bus button, by the way. You can die. Alright, so here's my control here. So we got crit plus, increases crit damage and critical strike chance by 10%. Attack plus, increases attack damage. Light damage, arcane damage. Max health goes up by 10%. Okay, there goes my control. Oh, we jumped through a door to get through. You're dead. Alright, so I'm very much thinking this is very much like, you know, inspired by Binding of Isaac with like, you know, a bit of the Doom and Stack and procedural generation. Basically, you got relics get more powerful that way. So here's our stats, by the way. I've got 110 HP because I basically got that increased there. I got my MP attack, critical, all this stuff. Those are elemental damages and such. Okay, so I can use my mouse to sort of select that, but you know, it'd be nice if it has a key or something. That's an MP pickup, maybe? You know what? It probably actually would benefit more from a Binding of Isaac server-like mentality where you have a limited range, so I can't like just like snipe him from out of range. Have to get at least somewhat close to him. I definitely feel you need to work on having your monsters not spawn in the room with your character when you jump into a new level like that. Now what's causing this to be so laggy? It seems to be getting caught in terrain. I'm not sure why it's just like, you know, hang out here, but whatever. I'm not hitting this guy, I don't think. Well, let's just see what happens when I die. Oh, there we go. He's getting hit. He is being hit, just not very much. Alright, let's just let him kill me, I guess, and we'll try and like just restart this a little bit. See what happens when you die. Very slowly killing me. They're not very strong yet, I guess, honestly, so there's that. Alright, so yeah, last run, levels complete 2, monsters killed 13. We're going to try reloading this and see if that helps. So, we'll run the game again. Now, note that right away, I don't really consider this to be much of a roguelike to throw out there as a developer. I mean, I'm basically just like running and gunning and like, you know, picking up artifacts to make myself stronger, but there's a whole lot basically going on here. And now we're getting issues with like reloading here, so. Another problem like having like, you know, no XP for Windows, but that's basically on developers, you know, this is how it is. But yeah, it feels like, you know, there could have been like more basically done to sort of like make this like, you know, roguelike-y, I guess we'll say, like, you know, item pickups or abilities or something like that. It feels just a little bit too simple as it is right now. And yeah, again, we're going issues with just gonna kill this guy and let's go from there. It could be my machine is having issues with this game, but I mean, who knows? Yeah, it seems like sometimes, like, you know, your thoughts will face true stuff. He finally died. You know, it's probably the fact that maybe there's just too many actors on the field or something that's causing me issues. Because now we've basically killed off a few guys who are getting, like, you know, less laggy and stuff. Okay, here's the way down. Let's go kill off the last guy, though, that I saw. Alright, there we go. All dead. Now the question is going to be what's going to happen when we get to, like, the next level. Is it going to get, like, you know, dropping frame rate again like that, or what? We'll sit here, get my mana back. Whoa! Again, you need to have it so, like, you know, monsters don't spawn right up on you when you basically enter a new door. When this game works great, it works great, but, you know. Get that. I'm glad there's a mini-map, by the way, because it really does help with, like, you know, navigation quite a bit. Here's a big guy again. Now, I'm not sure if, like, you know, the mouse, like, you know, you need like a mouse control, I think, adjust or something. You know, let's just see. I want to just, like, you know, get this right. I have the ability to sort of adjust, like, how fast my stuff scrolls here a little bit, so I'll just turn down my, like, my mouse scroll, but you should have some ability to sort of adjust the scroll in your game. Another golem type of enemy. You can die. It seems like there's only one enemy per like room here, by the way, which is like, begs the question maybe of like, why have like, rooms like this, basically, I guess. It'd be nice if I could see like, multiple enemies basically in like the same room or something like that, or, whatever. Oh, we got ourselves lag again. He died. It could be that my low frame rate is causing issues here, but I feel like, it's somewhat improving here. Let's see if we can hit this guy now. And of course, get a phone call, so one moment, just gonna be right back. Okay, where were we? I've got no sound. One moment. Honestly, I'm coming back so long at this point. Let's just exit out of this one and try again. Now, I'm really not really sure what to basically like, say about this one. It feels like it's got issues with like the frame rate, so there is that. But other than that, it looks fine. When it does play, it actually plays fine. I think like you probably need to have some items and stuff like that to sort of like have strategic decisions and stuff to basically deal with. That's probably the biggest issue. It's not enough depth to this game is the problem. Like this is sort of throw out there to the developer. There we go. We got sound. Climb a tower. And yeah, honestly, like starting next to guys is not great, but whatever. Increases my shield, awesome. Okay, I say like there doesn't seem like anything really wrong with the movement, but Honestly, you got issues with the fact that like, you can't like hold down the button after they keep firing, like, you know, doesn't feel like it's really necessary. There's my lightning bolt. I probably feel if scroll pickups, like, you know, it should be labeled a little bit better. Guess we got critical there. Well, music is stopped, but oh well. Let's run around here a little bit. Yeah, curse would be nice. There's that too, I guess. We'll just go to the next level here. Yeah, starting next to guys is not great, so. Okay, we got the green spell. Got this spell. But I mean, from what we can basically like see here, the game like works. There's not a whole lot more to say than that. Almost out of mana here. I find it funny how I come back and now it's working fine, like the, you know, the frame rate and everything else here, so. When it works great. I got no mana I'm able to fire, by the way. Well, I guess it's that there's like, you know, guys getting stuck under, like, you know. Oh, there we go. It crapped out. I guess I'm hitting him, I can't really tell. Alright, we died. I think it's probably good enough to sort of like show off the game, so let's end it here. Take care all.